not exactly sure what we're going to do today, but we're going to do something. Last night I installed the bell crank. I got it, I showed how to do a suspended bell crank. And I bushed the carbon bell crank. And then I install it on these blocks. So let me get the camera so you can see what the setup looks like. There's how that's put in there. In order to pull this bell crank through the wing, it has a 2-inch piece of 1/8-inch piano wire here. A wheel collar on the bottom, the bell crank, then a wheel collar on the top. It's sandwiched between 2 pieces of motor mount that are glued to the spar, with a basswood piece glued to the spar and glued to this. There's absolutely no way, zero chance of ever pulling that bell crank out. Never, ever, ever. I would bet my life on it. The lines would break first, or the bell crank would break, but pulling that wire out would never, never happen. I mean, I could hang on that, no problem, if the wires would hold up. So that's how I do that. It's light and secure. You want to use engineering to do these things. You don't want to. You want to just throw wood at it. I've even ground away the excess. I could take the Dremel and grind this away too, but for that little piece there, what are you going to get? A couple of grains? I'm not sure. Today I was working on blending in the ribs to the trailing edge and the leading edge, getting that ready to go. I need to build wingtips today. I need to put landing gear clips in today. We'll show you my thoughts on landing gear clips, how I do that. It's always good to get to this stage. I mean, we're there. I searched around in my wood for a top block, and I found a piece of 5-pound wood for the top block. So the other one had 6-pound wood on it, the first VIPER. So this will be lighter. I was going to make tips out of it, but we'll just do the nose block and the built-up tips. So as it sets right now, the weight of it is turn this scale on here, power. Nope. Mode. It's 12.7 ounces. Yeah, 12.7 ounces, or 360 grams. We're not going to make 15, but we will make, or 20, but we will make under 25. So I did the math. Under 25 is 48 ounces, so we'll be good. Now, the next trick for today is to get the horn set in this thing. Now, the horns in this are rather difficult because of the tapered trailing edge. Hey, Marcel. Yeah, it's 10 days old today. let's see here, or maybe 11 days old. I'm not sure. Started it on the 30th of last month. I've got to paint an airplane today after lunch. One of the club members brought by an airplane yesterday for me to. I'm not going to sand it. I'm just going to shoot it. It's going to look like hell, but that's what he wants. I mean, I didn't get paid to do a super finish on it. Now, I got a set of flaps here. We're not going to use these. These are too heavy. But the flaps go in this this area right here, and like I say, these are too heavy. Probably going to need to sand that a little deeper. I don't know. Probably be all right. Okay, well, let's set a horn. Let's see how that works. Now I'm going to use 3 32nd horns on this. I'm not going to use an 1/8" flap horn. The only time you need an 1/8" flap horn is if you're building a lumber wagon. That'll save a 1/4 ounce. So I had them out here. Where'd they go? The first thing I'm going to need to do is eyeball measure the other one. Where'd them damn horns go? Damn well I didn't put them up anywhere. This airplane's all about the weight. I need to get the weight down, down, down. There they are. Okay, I've taken an old set of control horns that I had unbent or whatever. They were here and here. I made this distance from here to there 3/4. I soldered in a grommet because that's where our push rod's going to go. Then I have this is a new horn, the new style, with an old style slider that I ground down. I cut it in half. It was double thickness. It was 1/8 of an inch thick. Steve's model is not going yet. He's building a kit. So these are made of drill stock, these wires, so they bend real easy. This is 1¼ inch from here to here, and this is from here to here is 3/4. And on the bell crank, it's 7/8 from the pivot point to the hole. The reason why I like those controls so fast is that these airplanes are designed to be nose heavy, so they track well. And I don't mean grossly over nose heavy where you can't make a turn. It's just the CG is up here instead of back here. So it's right there because the center of pressures move forward, the center of gravity can be moved forward. But if the total mass is moved back, the engines move back 3/4 of an inch and the tanks move back all the way to the bell crank. It's within an 1/8 inch of the bell crank. And that can be seen by this. So the tank floor goes way back. I could have went back a little farther. Could have went back another 1/2 inch probably, but it doesn't matter. We'll be fine where it's at because I used a light carbon tanks. I'm going to build a fiberglass tank for this because this model won't see service till next year, because it'll take me probably a couple of months to paint it the way I want to paint it. And let's see, I got some shadow here on this leading edge I need to sand around. Remember this, the paint job's in the sanding, it's not in the spraying. I see you guys like the Tom Dixon foam wing video, and that's good. You could do that if I could do that kind of stuff if I had a cameraman, but I don't. I'm working all by myself. So I am the producer, the videographer, the star of the show, all in one. So it's pretty tough to do. Okay, you ask, how am I going to get this horn in here? Well, that is difficult. We're going to, first off, I'm going to drill a slot in this outboard side here. We're going to drill a slot. And then cut it, cut the slot in there. Shoot, dust. Okay, you got a slot. I'm gonna do it to this side. Wonder how my plans are coming. You must not have any questions. I haven't heard from them. Okay, that's where the horn goes. It sticks away from the trailing edge 3/16 of an inch. I kind of have to do things ass backwards on this. So what I'm going to do, let's see, I need to take my dressmaker's tape and measure that other airplane. Marcel. Yeah, Frank's cool. I encourage you guys to go over and support him. I had him on the show. Maybe we'll bring him back on the show. Can't get that in there. Now this area here, it's at an angle because the trailing edge is at an angle. So just take a piece of sandpaper on a stick and sand it straight. This must be straight. And when you bend these horns, you don't want to bend them at 90 degrees. You want to bend it at 90 degrees to this and 90 degrees to this. So they're going to be sticking out like that. They're going to be sprayed out. Now, because I can't fish this horn in there after it's bent, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a slot on the inboard side right here, and we'll stick it in one side like so. Well, that slot's going to need to be bigger. Go in there, it's too narrow. It'll go in like so. Still too damn narrow. Well, maybe not. Okay. And then there'll be a slot in here and it'll rock it back down in there. And the hinges that go on this side, because you can't, I mean, I'd have to cut a slot way back here, an inch back, for it to go into the trailing edge. It just doesn't matter because the way I got them designed, it's 3/16, whether it's on the front side or the back side. And I'll show you how that works. But first, I need to get a measurement, so we need to bend this horn. So hang on a second while I find my dressmaker's tape, which is, I saw it. Where did I see it? Yeah, I was asked if I have elves come in here at night and work on my stuff. No. Let's be in this tub here. Not there. What the heck is going on here, Larry? Yeah, there's a Steadliner pencil right there. Need to put that back where it belongs before I lose that. Where is that tape? No. Each flap does not have its own horn. I'll show you that here in a second. As soon as I get this bent, it'll exactly make sense. As soon as I can find the tape. I've got to find the tape so I can measure that other airplane so I can make the bend. Crap. Oh, here it is. All right, I'm walking over to my other airplane to measure it. I think we get by with 4 1/4. Let's make sure. Yep, 4 1/4. All right, so 1/2 of 4 1/4 is 2 1/8. See, for you kids not in school, pay attention. 2 1/8. Got a Sharpie. This doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna set the flaps into clips, but it needs to be close. And the difference between an 1/8 inch horn and a 3/32 horn is 6 grams, 6 1/2, 7 grams, so 1/4 ounce. Alrighty, I have my marks here. I'm going to bend this horn and then we're going to install it. First, I need to make up some bushings for it. All right. I have this horn marked with a Sharpie, 2 1/8 from each side, and that's where it gets bent. We got to make sure to put this in right. So this goes down like so. Remember those ratios that I'm telling you on this particular airplane: 7/8, 1 1/4, 3/4, and maybe less, maybe 5/8 on the tail. You can use more elevator if you have a lighter airplane. Less flap, more elevator. So 4-inch bell crank, 7/8 from the pivot, 1 1/4 from the flap horn to the top where it goes in, and then 3/4 down, 3/4 from the flap horn to that mark there. I used to run 15/16, but it's just a little bit too fast. But 7/8 is plenty good on this particular setup. So we need hinge material here. Let me change views of the camera. Oh, get that back. Okay. Got a messy bench here. The way it goes. It's the way it goes. All right, I got I don't have to use 1/8 inch eyelets. I use 3/32 eyelets on these, so that's good. Might as well make 4 of them up because I need 2 for this. That's what I've been holding me up on this. 2 and 2. So I need 4. Oh, don't want to lose those. Those are hard to come by. What's up with that? I want that one too tight. There we go. These little tiny, these little tiny grommets are the hinge grommets, and they're hard to come by. I probably got enough for all my hinges. And the reason why they're hard to come by is it took hours to search for them on Amazon and eBay and just over and over and over again. You could remove the two bolts in the bell crank area and fit the wheel collars and spacers. Save 3 grams. Them 2 bolts don't weigh 3 grains. But I'm going to cut them off 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got that. Let's put this back. My old press pass, boy, it's just about shot. Yeah, just about shot. Up there, I got lots of bends up there. Okay, do we need an 1/8 or 3/30? So we're going to need an 1/8. 3/32 is going to be too small, so I need an 1/8 drill. What did I do with it? I know where I got a long one we could use. There it is. Oh, you know what? I need to get that back down. I got to paint these over. Yeah, we're going to have to kill that heater. We have to kill the heater. So this is my hinging system I'm doing. I've shown it on the channel before. The lollipops look just like that. Takes 15 of these to do an airplane. They don't weigh anything. They're 7-ply aircraft plywood. Now the only reason why I'm going to put these in clips instead of just in the raw balsa is because the flaps are the ones you usually end up tweaking. Of course, when they're made a drill rod, they tweak pretty easy. Maybe I won't put them in. That'll save. I'll just put them in hard balsa. That'll save a little bit on. That way I don't have to use any basswood or plywood or anything. Just put it in a couple pieces of 1-inch aluminum tube. Pretty good though. 2 airplanes in it'll be 3 months. 2 airplanes in 3 months. I could make a living at it if somebody would pay for it. Everybody wants them Russian airplanes. They are nice. And they do come apart. I guess I could build take aparts. I'm going to build one for Craig, I guess. You want to make sure it's a take apart, not a come apart. Okay, well, these here are not long enough to peen over, so we'll just glue them. It'll be fine. I've even run these in bare wood. I mean, back in the wagon days, they didn't have no bearings. The wood was the bearing. Okay, make a little kicker. Kick them off. And the 3/32 bit was right here somewhere. I just saw it. This is an 1/8. I just saw the damn thing. Don't need these anymore. Depending on where we're at, this thing might end up with a pilot and a canopy on it, which I've never built a Viper with a canopy and a pilot in it. Never. There it is. Yeah. Of course, the pilot's just a helmet, but I got some neat ideas for this airplane paint job. Okay, we got this and this. Okay, the horn runs in the hinges itself, so that all the hinges are in straight line. You know, because they're all set off the trailing edge 3/16 of an inch, so it can't bind because they're all straight. So I need to bend this up real quick, and then we'll put it in. Hopefully I can find the bender without a problem. What did I do with it? Thought it was in this drawer right here. Yep, here it is right here. Now John has a jig for this. And a jig makes it nice, but not absolutely necessary. Okay. And my back is going to be towards you. I can't move the camera any farther. That's just the way it goes. What did I? Oh, I got the handle in my hand. So it goes on this way. We need to bend that around. That way. I want this link forward like so. Now, that appears to be right. These Harbor Freight devices ain't worth crap. Okay. If you'll notice here, these bends are not at 90 degrees. They're splayed out slightly. And I got it straight too. Not bad for, not too shabby for an old mechanic. Just eyeballing things. Okay. So this goes in like so. We're going to cut these off. I usually run them about an inch. We'll leave these an inch and a quarter and cut them down if necessary. Inch and a quarter. Yeah. Yep. Everything's clicking along pretty good here. So this gets slid in like so. Now we need a slot here. Let's see, where's my mother's saw? I know it's handy here somewhere. And I put it back up here. No, I guess I didn't. On the bench somewhere. There it is. This saw is a cheap little, I don't know, probably cost $2, not $1 maybe, a quarter, who knows. My mother, this was the last thing that she gave me in her life, and she said, I think you'll use that. I do. I love this little saw. I don't think no, I can't get it in there like that. So we're going to have to cut a sliver out of it and put one back. It's only wood. Don't worry about it. Ain't no big deal. I think this one here needs. There we go. All right. Now let's see how good we guessed on the angle of the dangle. Needs to be bent a little bit more. That one does. So does that one. So take this out of here. We can probably just grab it with pliers and bend it. Looks like it needs to go about 10 degrees, maybe 5, 10 degrees. We'll use the Kleins. Maybe in too much. A little bit more. You know, I tinker with this stuff until it's perfect. Oh, gotta go the other way. If you don't, your controls will be sticky. Now, the best controls I've seen in a while were Wes Dick's on his Velvet. They were unbelievable. That guy fit him perfect. Perfect. You want to do this perfect. One of the things you're going to do something perfect. This is one of them that you want to do. Come on, get over there. That's good. Check the other side. That could go a little more. So we got one that's good. Let's see how close that is. It's probably just a little out of square. 1/8 inch. This one here is, can't tell. No, 3/16. That's what. So we'll grab it a little bit, tweak on a little more. Yeah, it looks about right. Let's try that. That looks good. Yep, that's it. Okay. So now we have our horn sort of in place. So because in order to slide these tangs into the trailing edge, what I do is I take a scrap piece of light balsa and I cut it across this way and drill 2 holes this way, embed those hinges into this and glue that in between the fuselage sides. Then we'll fill this in. But first I'm going to sand that up so I can get a nice clean edge on this little stick here. Don't be intimidated by the wood. It's only wood. It's not gonna, if you make a mistake, you just do a piece on it and sand it to shape. I don't think I've shown this on the last videos of the last VIPER. That'll be fine. Okay, now I want to use a good piece of wood. So what do we got here? Those tangs are 1 inch. This is 1 inch. We'll make it 1.25 inches. This is a light piece. Is it wide enough? Yes. So I need 1.25 inches. 1.25 inches. Almost screwed up. Inch and a quarter. Nice. Okay. So here's my piece that's going to go in here. We need to angle the dangle correctly. I want it to fit in snug, but I don't want it to push. Okay, I need that other saw. Zona saw, X-Acto saw, or whatever saw this is. Okay. Now, let's go up with this. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, we need this to fit better. It's not even close. Not even close. Okay. So I want them hinges to go right there. We'll make it 1/4 inch from the edge. 1/4 inch from the edge. Now we'll drill a hole down through there. What I'm doing here I'm just taking my hand drill and drilling a hole into this thing, trying to keep it in the middle, square. See it come out the other side, perfect. You got to make sure these are perpendicular to the hinge line too, otherwise they bind. You don't want no binding, and it is not that difficult. I mean, if you can see perpendicularities, you're in good shape. So then I take another hinge. Where's, I know that they were here just a second ago. There they are. And we'll broach it, turn the round hole square. Round hole square. And now we have to find the center of this, which I said was 2 1/8. It's going to be 1 1/16. 1 1/16. Gonna have to relieve that spot right there so that the horn doesn't rub. And then when I get it in, I'll relieve the wood away from the hinges. I'll relieve this back like so. I could do it now even, but just as easy to do it when it's in the airplane. Okay, that's this piece. Now let's set up the Dremel to run that. What did I do with the sander? Took it out of there and I put it back. Hell no. Got bad habit of doing that. We'll get the controls in this today. Then I'll do the landing gear plates. Where's the drum? I just was using it here. RC Fred says, "Hi Sparky, have you ever experienced dizziness or vertical flying?" No. I flew some yesterday with a Ringmaster flyathon, and I'm still feeling dizzy after the. Okay, how not to get dizzy? Don't look at the background. Only concentrate on the airplane. Just look at the airplane. Don't look at the background. Because I've been doing it so damn long. I mean, of course, I did get dizzy. I did get dizzy once last year. I think I was sick though. Where's my damn sanding drum? Yeah, shit. Too much shit on the bench. So let's start cleaning this stuff up so I can find what I'm looking for. 15 pairs of pliers on the bench, at least 4 anyway. Let's get rid of these. I got to kind of do that once in a while. Okay, we're back to 0 on that. So now, got to be right here. I'm going to put my mother's saw where it belongs so I can find it again. F clamps can go down in the clamp box. Sanding bar can stay here because we're going to sand some more. This sandpaper can stay. Tape can go. Nope, that ain't it. Oh man. Well, John, how you coming on my extensions? I'll have to get your address. I forgot it. Mail you that liner. Can't believe I can't find this stupid thing. It ain't on the floor. I got 10 of them, and I can't find one of them. Ah, there's one. Yeah, crappy one. Shit. This one, the paper's coming off. Crap. Let's see. Did I don't know. What? Oh, here we go. Okay, found a good one finally. Now where's my piece? There it is. Okay, we're ready, kind of. Let me set this over on this side. Board is too short. I should have had the long one with that. Okay, first is going to be a test fit, and then I'll glue it in. Get in the hole. There we go. Okay. There you go. That's exactly what it looks like. So we'll push that up there. Once I get the white glue on this, we'll push that up there till it's inside the the cup of the trailing edge. That's 3/16 back from the pivot point. We'll glue this block in, and then that bell crank is mounted then. Let me do that. Or that horn is mounted. So by doing this, but pushing, when you give it up, it's pushing on the on the hinges. If you don't have something to back it up or it glued into the trailing edge, it could push the horn right away from the trailing edge, but it ain't going to push this away. And this doesn't weigh anything. I mean, it's in the, 10th of a grain category. 3-pound wood or 4-pound wood at least. Man, it's dust. I sure hope I never get allergic to balsa dust. I know some people are. Get some glue on there. Don't need a lot of glue, but gotta have some glue on it. Then we can measure for the push rod. I'm debating on how to do that. I think the rear one's going to be my old style aluminum push rod, but the front one's going to be a solid rod with carbon fiber. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Can't get it. Get in there. There we go. There it is. Okay, I got a center line. Yeah, you can still see. I got a center line drawn inside of the airplane here, so we're going to take this and put that on the center line and force it up so that both hinges are touching the trailing edge, or cupped inside that trailing edge. And then I'm pushing it together real tight. Make sure that's loose. It feels good. Really need to twist that, it looks like. as free as possible. That one's square, this one's not. There we go. Let's see, twist it this way. Yeah, that's it right there. Okay. So now I'll take a little CA. Look and make sure it's level across the trailing edge. Pretty damn close. Little dot. Yeah, that's better. It's centered there. Little dot. Yeah. Okay. Now, do I have elves working in here? Yeah, I got some elves, all right. We want that on the center. And I want to notch this out slightly. So that we got full throw. I guess I could use this this thing here. No, there it is. Well, this is not going to be good. There we go. Got full swing now. Now, we're not done yet. You think we're done, but we're not. Because this airplane's built in a monocoque configuration where no one piece gives it any strength, all the pieces combined give it the total strength. We need something spanning across here, across the trailing edge. So I'll sand a piece so that it fits in there perfect of trailing edge and butt it up against here and butt it up against that, and that'll keep that from coming undone. But I gotta find a piece of trailing edge. I think it's over here. Nope, I leaned it up over here. Okay. That's pretty thin, that shit there. Here we go. Here's a test piece. So this will do. Yeah, that was a test piece. Yeah. Oh man, it's got a groove in that one too. Okay, well we'll just cut that off. Double it. Can't have a groove in it. Okay, so that goes there. Yeah, I gotta paint that kid's twister today. He just wanted it red, but he's not gonna get it just red. It's gonna have some kind of. I'm not gonna sand it, but I'll put some stuff on it. It's pretty rough. Okay. Okay, we got quite a ways to go there. So where's my sanding block? Under there. We're going to stand it up like this. These got to go this way. Put an angle on that. And an angle on that. Shoot, I did it wrong. That's okay. I can save it. Maybe not. No, no, no. Cut a new piece. This is a pretty important part. If it ain't perfect, do it again. Is this necessary? I don't know, but it's always worked for me. So kind of like sewing those ribs, you know. Does that do anything? I don't know. Seems to. Doesn't cost anything. No weight. So. But you do this enough times, it'll cost you. It'll be a lumber wagon. We're going to sand the inside of this fuselage out too, because the other one's 3/16 and this one's 1/8 fuselage size. So sand it down to 16th. There it is. Now, yeah, that's pretty good. I'll slobber this up with white glue. Different glues for different applications. Get some pins. Damn. Dust. Okay, we got a control horn in there. Now we need to fix that spot right there, and we're done with that install. And make up a push rod. We got to measure it. You better make sure to get some graphite on that. Where did it go? It's right here. Duraslide, that's what I use. It's bike clutch cable lubricant, just a drop. I use that on all my pivot points. Makes them so free. It's liquid graphite. It's non-oil. I don't recommend you use it on ball joints. I have, but I don't recommend it because for some reason ball joints swell. I quit using them damn things. I was at the Nats one year. It was hot, humid, and moist. It was raining, you know. It was just one of them summer days. It was terrible. And my ball links locked up, and Bob McDonald about lost his airplanes because his ball links locked up. Very close to losing that airplane. I said, that's it. No more ball joints. That and the theory behind my thinking is a ball joint has a 1/4 inch bearing and this has a 3/32 inch bearing. Which one has more friction? Of course, the 1/4 inch. There's more friction area. So it's not going to be as free as a well set up 3/32 bush pull control system. It's just not going to be. Can't be. Okay, we don't need this stick no more. All right, add a stick here, a stick there, a stick. What are we going to do next? We need to, I want to tie that motor mount in up there. So I guess I could use this one of these sticks here for that. This piece right here, I'm going to put a stick across this way, glued to this. That way it ties the motor mount into the spar. About the most important thing you can do is to make a solid, super rigid engine mounting system. And you want to distribute the vibration throughout the whole airplane. So if you're using a C-tube wing or a foam wing, you want to make sure the motor mounts touch the wing. Something about harmonics. This is just balsa wood, the part of a trailing edge piece. Yeah, I'm done with them. I got some metal ball links, but they're metric and I can't find the right bolts to use. I'm not even sure I'd use them because the difference, like I say, the difference is the surface area. Okay, so that fits in there perfect. We'll put some white glue on this. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just needs to be glued in there. So it's 4 sides. Oh, wrong way. Duh. Let's use some pins to hold that down. Tight bond doesn't take long to dry. Within 5 minutes, yeah, they use them a lot in helicopters. Within 5 minutes, this will be dry enough to take the pins out. 10 minutes top. See, I got some squeeze out there. Get that shit out of there. No sense in toting that crap around. You can't believe how much weight glue adds to your airplane. Weigh an empty bottle of CA and a full bottle of CA and see the difference. And tell me what it weighs. That's if you use a bottle of glue on your airplane, that's how much weight you're adding to it. And that's a lot. So I try to use only an ounce or less than an ounce on an airplane. And don't use thick CA. Make the glue joints tight to begin with. That'll save a lot of weight. That's what sandpaper's for, is to make them things fit good. Okay, we started off at 12.7. I don't know where I'm at now. We're probably 13 something or other. 13, 14, yeah, we're going to be 25 ounces. Complete airplane, 25 ounces. Plus 17.3 ounces in hardware. 25.75 is 12. So that's 42, we'll say 44 ounces plus 6 ounces of finish. That's 50 ounces. So I'm in there. I mean, we'll try. It's all I can do is try. The problem is the wood that I got left. I don't have any of that super quality. Yeah. I know, but I like tight bond, and I use it quite a bit. But if you're doing a beam wing airplane, it'd be kind of hard to use tight bond and make any speed in gluing the ribs in. So all the ribs are glued in with CA. The rest of this stuff is white glue and epoxy. I think we're going to cap that, at least on the bottom. Put a piece of 16th across there. Of course, it gets a bulkhead there on that. I don't know. It should be all right. I'm starting to think like Wendy, starting to overbuild these things. It'll be a lumber wagon. However, I intend on having this one for a while because the paint job I got in mind is going to be oh so cool. Super cool. Man, I'm hearing automatic gunfire. Good afternoon, Steve. How you coming on the plans? Got making any progress? Yeah, well, that's good. I just did the bell crank install and the horn install. Yeah, I just heard about 40 shots of automatic gunfire. Sound like a war zone. I'm going to have to bunker down, I guess. Okay, we need a piece of wood to go in this. Yeah, I understand. I don't have a real life. I don't have an airplane life. So I got you. And we don't need that much anyway, so it'll be fine. Tight bond. 6 to 8 pounds of nose weight. Holy crap. Yeah, build it lighter. Build the tail lighter. Less paint. Less weight. It'll perform better. It's like my shoestring. John's shoestring was over 100 ounces. Mine is at 70. So that's a big difference. Big difference. I think his was, see, 100 ounces is how much? I think his was 8 or 9 pounds, the airplane, and mine was 70 something, but high 70s. I'd have to weigh it again to see. I don't remember. It's been 16 is when I entered the nets with that airplane. Never again. I won't fly scale again. Them guys tried to hose me. All right, I need to make a small cutout, a small piece to fit inside here. And I got to find a piece of 8. or make a piece of eighth. Here's a piece of eighth right here. It's only wood, guys. £42, yeah. Yeah, it's another Viper. This is the Viper Extreme. It's going to be called Simply Blues. I've been wanting to do a monochromatic blue paint job for a while. Okay, let's sand it with this sanding bar. I'm going to back that up with a piece of 16th, just so it doesn't crack. Hang on a second, somebody's at the door. I hope it's not the guy with a machine gun. Was that you? Sound like somebody was at the front door. Okay. You hear that machine gun fire? Just a few minutes ago. Okay, I need a piece of 16th. I live in the hood. And I mean, it is the hood. Okay, so we'll cut it big enough to do that. And big enough like that. And then I can cut the top off. So now it won't crack there. Yeah, it's I already got the graphics figured out. I got the color scheme figured out. I was gonna paint it in the same scheme as the other one, but I think I'm gonna change it up because it's time for a different style. Gonna be pearl. Gonna have pearls in it. Okay, wipe that off. Don't need that boogie on there. Yep, that'll be good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You guys don't mess around down here though. They know what happens up here. I can't tell you, but it's not good for them. I don't mess around. Okay, so now we'll knock this off so it's flat so that the nose block are not growing any wood lighter than 5 pounds, as most purchased by the government, military contractors for core materials. Less than 2% goes into hobby projects. I don't doubt that. Yeah, I'm willing to pay a premium for the wood, but when I get it, I'd like to have 3 to 4 pound wood, not 5 to 6. And it seems that even Balsa USA, I told them I lost a third of the order, which I mean really is not. That's pretty typical. I mean, nothing was premium stuff. Maybe 1 or 2 pieces out of 40 pieces or whatever I got, 30 pieces. I mean, but that premium was $1.50 a sheet more than the other. So you figure for that you get the good stuff. Oh yeah. Okay, let's knock this off. So when I do this nose block, I want to make sure that it touches this area right here. Okay, where's the long bar? Pretty good, pretty good. Long bar, where'd you go? Long bar is leaning over here, I think. There it is. You guys think this is fast, but I'm really taking my time with this one. Making sure every joint is perfect. Okay, so now this nose block will get mounted to here. Yeah. It fits. Yeah, it's a little wonky there. That's it. Let's try it this way. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay, I normally use little wood screws. I don't have any little wooden screws, so these are just glued to the engine bearer now. I screwed the engine bearer down upon Z-epoxy and left it bolted while the Z-epoxy dried. So they're basically in there temporary, and the engine will hold those in there. You know, they're not going anywhere. But if I can find some little screws at the hardware store, I'll drill some little holes, 4 holes in each corner. I use some micro wood screws. I don't have any more left. Ever since Tom Morse has been out of business, I ain't been able to find them. But he found them, so I should be able to find them. And this bottom here needs to be sanded too. This needs it too. Let's have this short block. There it is. It is bolted right through. Got blind nut. You can't see the blind nuts on it because I have a piece of 3/16 over the top of the blind nuts capturing it, but there's blind nuts underneath this piece of 3/16. The reason why you want to use 3/16 is when you sand this into a round shape, it doesn't dig into the hardwood engine bearers. And there's nothing worse than setting an airplane on the line at the Nationals and look over and see that you got a sunken spot, because they always sink right there. Right there. Okay, we're gonna go 2 hours. I'm gonna eat lunch, then I'll come back after lunch. I intend to get some stuff done today. I'm going to cut out two landing gear platforms, and we'll build some landing gear plates, and I'll put the landing gear plates in this thing. And I'm kind of anxious to see what all this stuff is going to weigh together. You know, it's I think we're going to be 25 ounces. I think I wanted it 20, but there's just no way to make it 20. Not with the wood I got. Gonna be 25, so it'll be hard to hit that under 50 ounce mark. I can tell you that. We ain't gonna use no stinking primer on this thing. None. We're at 15 ounces right now. 15. These are gonna go away. These are too heavy. They're gonna use built-up flaps. Built-up flaps, molded turtle deck bottom block. The only thing, this is 4.5 pound wood, or what I say was, it's 5.1 wood. This will be the nose block. That's 18.5, but it'll lose 50% of that weight, so it'll be 16 and a half, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, it's going to be 22 to 25. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do next. On the next video after lunch, we'll put the landing gear in it. You guys can see how I do that. This beam wing setup, if you look at Billy Warwidge on his beam wing video on my channel, you just go on my channel and look for Bill Warwidge and Bob Hunt. They showed how they do a beam wing. They J-bolted or wired their landing gear to the spar. No good. I don't like that. So what I did was I ended up putting a plate in there, and then we're making removable landing gear. It works perfect. It just took a little thought, that's all. How to make it light, how to make it strong. The motor mount is glued. There's a piece of 3/8 by half, or if I had half by half, is glued to the spar itself that the little peg goes up into, and then what captures the wire is glued to a plate that's glued to the spar and the leading edge of the wing, and then boxed in. It's not very hard. It's not hard at all, and it's very effective. It does set the landing gear back in the wing on the center of gravity, so that the wire needs to be a little longer so that you can move the angle of the wheels forward, because for pavement, the wheel should be right in line with the leading edge of the wing, right straight down. The axle should be right straight down from the leading edge of the wing. So, you have to add a little more wire to get it there, but it ain't that difficult. Ain't none of this shit very difficult. I still need to add these little turnouts here in these corners. I mean, there's a lot of detail work to do. So, power off. So, is this one going to be done as fast as the other one? I don't know. Probably not, because of the finish I want to do on it. The framing will probably go a little faster because I know what I'm doing. The other one I hadn't done in 30 years, so I had to figure it out. Well, look for that one in about, we'll say around 4 o'clock. That's 4 o'clock Central Time, US. That's 2.5 hours from now. We'll take a 2.5 hour break for lunch and just sanity. And I'll come back and I'll put those gear in. Be sure to like, subscribe, share all that other happy crap. And if you can, super chat or super thanks. Helps keep the channel going. We're really down. Metrics are terrible. I hate to bug you guys, but I don't know what's happened. I have no idea what's happened, except for the economy's gone to shit. We're creeping close to that 4,100 mark. I don't think we're ever going to be a big channel, but be nice to hit something. Be nice to hit 5,000. I don't know how long it's gonna take to hit 5,000. See, there's a plateau. What happens is we're running level right now, and then it'll shoot up and hit a certain point, then it'll level out. But there's going to come a time when enough people watch this channel and start sharing it that it really jumps. If I start doing stupid shit, maybe I'll fly some rags or do some weird stuff on a short or something. But I can't really do that until the gnats fly any rags, because I don't want to lose a motor just for flying a rag or a toilet seat or something. I'd like to get it back. All right. Like, subscribe, and share, all that other stuff. And we'll see you in a couple hours. Fair winds, tight lines. Yeah, my earnings are at 0, so I understand. All right, we'll see you later. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya.